Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beats, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What's going on? What is going on?
Chillin', Merc. What it is.
So let's just get the elephant out the room. And I know you got Zelda.
Yes, sir. It looks like the world got Zelda,
Yeah, I'm like
and
the Homer Simpson.
all it did was sit around and make robots with various bits of genitalia this weekend.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Although, I mean, that was the funniest stuff, right? But also, there's like this picture of people making actual mechs
Yeah.
because there's like a little control tower you could sit in so you could drive your monstrosity around the land. And then there's just all the ways that the people are torturing the enemies. Like it's I don't know if Nintendo knew exactly how devious or creative people would be, but man, it's a lot.
They showed a
I
lot of
think
that though in the first one too.
the first one.
Not as detailed of what they're building now, but like the creativity of how to do things. They kind of played with that in the first one.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm talking about
Now it's
this is the
really
first game
control.
where they could from the raw materials in the game you can see how crazy people can be.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that the game doesn't break when people make all these weird and crazy things. I'm having played it myself. I haven't gotten that far because also it was Diablo weekend, so I had to play that because it was timed
Okay.
and it was actually less time than I thought. Like I told you, it ended earlier than I thought it was going to end. So I had to get in that. I also got to play Diablo with friends,
Nice.
so that's a different little bit of experience I had.
Nice.
So I will play more of what is it, Tears of the Kingdom this past this week, but Diablo was what I was doing. So
Nice.
and that cannot show up soon enough. It's taking too long.
It's only like what, 3 weeks left.
It's too long. It's too long. Way too long. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that it looks good. Like I've seen people play it. I have not picked it up yet. I plan to
What's the matter
eventually.
with you?
I'm
What's
still
the
playing
matter
Star.
with you?
I'm still playing the Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So
Okay,
I'm waiting till
okay,
I platinum that before I go to another game. Because I know
all
if I
right.
start playing it, I'm not gonna go back to it. So I'll let me just finish what I started first, and then I'll go to that. But I'm like debating if I want the OLED screen.
Why not? Why not? But then
Yeah.
again, will you play it?
I
That's
have the
that's the
mini.
deal.
Yeah, I will play the Zelda, and then I'll probably not touch it ever again after that.
That's yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing. I mean, but if you want it for collector's purposes, there's a reason to get it.
yeah. I have the like I do have like the I have the
I will
mini.
say before you go further, a lot of places are sold out of the physical, like
Yeah,
the special one.
no,
So you
I
might
don't
have
think.
to find it online and stuff.
So surprisingly, like Nintendo had a way overstocked a lot of places with that.
Yeah, but I heard a lot of people bought it.
Yeah, so
People were
Nintendo.
saying Best Buys and GameStops were sold out, like
Yeah,
the shelves were empty.
yeah. I bet it's like one of the biggest games of the year, and it's reviewing like the biggest game of the year too. So I not surprised. I don't care about the collector's edition though. I'll just get a regular copy. I'm fine with that.
You don't want it, but then they make a specific OLED one for Zelda.
Well, I have like I thought about just getting the OLED system, not
You mean
the
just
Zelda.
in
Yeah,
general? Okay, all
yeah.
right.
But
That's not bad.
I have the mini. But then again, I'm just like I'm not gonna go further than that with the Nintendo system because
Mm-hmm.
like I've never played it on TV.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, I the only game I have played on TV on with the Switch was Mario Odyssey.
I think at some point maybe this game might make you want to play it on TV
Yeah,
because from my experience, it seems like uh you'll probably be too busy making stuff and the battery will die
yeah,
because you won't pay attention. you'll just get lost. You'll
Yeah.
just be sitting there like, all right, now I gotta find another tree. Now you're gonna drive your discombobulated little wagon to a tree, and that takes time, man.
Yeah.
Let me float up through this mountain to get to the top. I don't know what's on top of this mountain, but they gave me an ability where I can just go through the ground going up. Okay, well, so I'm just giving you a warning, Merc. They put a lot of just stuff that's just gonna take you places until you learn the game, which probably will take a while.
Yeah.
It's like that thing of Assassin's Creed, but it doesn't have the oh the little thing popped up on the map.
Yeah.
It just has more of a I'm playing the game. I'm going somewhere. Oh look, there's something over there, and I've completely forgot what I was doing. It's that's that's gonna happen a lot in this game to you. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah. That's not good for me.
I'm like, ooh, shiny, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like this,
Exactly.
this. I kid you not. There was an actual moment where a literal ooh shiny thing happened to me because something was just shining in the distance. I was like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah. That's me.
and
That's me in a
and I
nutshell.
went over there, and it was one of those little tiny things with the leaves on their faces,
Yeah.
like they were in the first game. I know that people complain that that was probably the only not negative, but it was there was like 200 something of those things in the game or
Yeah.
something. There was a large number, so like they were like, oh man, don't make me do this again.
Yeah. They do that
They
a
gonna do
lot.
it again.
Yeah. I bet. There was like the nuts, or I think it was the nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those
There were
little
like
guys. Yeah.
so many of them, and there were some that were like really weird places that you needed to glide and jump and shit like that.
There's already been one that made me say to myself, who thought that anybody was ever gonna do that? But
You did?
there's already been one, and I did it, and I was like, what? Why is this here? What? All right.
Something I already started looking at. Like everyone is large. Everyone's like solving their problems with a large bridge.
There's a lot of that in the beginning, but that I think that's mostly until you get the things that help you fly.
Okay.
Because once you get the glider, I can already see you people solving problems in different ways. Because there's a fan attachment that you could pop up anywhere. That fan is messed up.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say. That fan has powered more discombobulated looking contraptions than I've ever seen. It is very versatile, but I noticed you could use it to point in different directions. So you could put it on the ground, point it up, hit it, and then you have an instant wind gust. So you know how you normally would have to jump off or something?
Yeah.
Now you could just fly up anywhere. So it's like, oh boy, oh boy. I can already see that. And I noticed that in this game, I don't know, you could probably tell me about the last one. Were there at any point you had like some type
I didn't get the last word you said.
companion, somebody that joins you?
Companion? No, you did not.
So in this game, it seems like there's a system where they can certain NPCs in the game will help you, but you can like summon them
Okay.
for them to do something.
You could like
Like
write things. That was it.
what I saw is there's this bird character that I guess after you finish with the initial meeting, they help you and you can summon them and they just fly to a so you can point at a spot in the game that's like in front of you.
Okay.
Let's say there's no ground and there's like a little ledge. So you can point that NPC, they'll fly to the other spot, and I believe they do some type of action where you can either jump and glide to them because I think they make a wind tunnel behind them.
Yeah.
And so like there's all types of little applications. And then I saw that there may be more than one type of companion. So I don't know what they all do. So I imagine that on top of the gadgets adds like a ton of stuff that you could just do in the game. So I don't even know. I really don't know. And then that goes into the stuff that you showed me about people beating the game in like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I believe it. Yeah, I'm sure the first game could be beat like that, like an
Yeah.
hour or, or 20 minutes or something like that. Well, I mean, but that's once you know where the end is.
Yeah. Exactly.
But here I could see it. Like you could just build some stuff, some contraption, and climb or fall or glide or wherever to the end of the game. So I guess the rest is just up to can you beat whatever the boss is. So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't doubt. I'm just glad they left that open ended.
me too.
It's not changing it up so much that it's turned into something a little more restricted, and it's actually the opposite. It's less restricted. So,
Yeah,
and I haven't seen the game break. That's the other thing that I think is an achievement because people are going to test the limits of the game. Fly as high as the game can actually let the character go as low as the game,
yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. Put as many items on the screen. I haven't seen it crash yet. So kudos on them. But then again, I think they delayed it twice, right? So
Yeah, they delay it. They again, but Nintendo's smart with this shit too.
that is true. They put
That
out quality.
yes, they will delay a game. They have no shame in delaying a game if they know for a fact it needs time.
Hmm. I think that's something a lot of companies need to remember, right?
Yeah, it's happening.
Talking to you, Redfall,
Oh,
remember the delay.
yeah, because that one's oof looks like doo doo.
360. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare
And
you?
looking at this game, have you seen this game? I sent it to Instagram, but it's called what is it? It's called the Mouse, and it's like a first person black and white cartoon game that you're a
No,
mouse
I have
shooting
not.
other mouse and shit. It looks weird. It's like it looks like like Steamboat Willie kind of style cartoon, and
Okay.
it's like a first person shooter, and it's like a cartoon. And it just looks weird. I just happened to just because I was looking at Zelda stuff and that one just popped up. I was like, I might actually probably try to play that game.
You know who put that out?
Um, Let me look more into it.
Like, it sounds like it might be like an indie
It is
game
an
or
indie
something.
game. Definitely is an
Hmm.
indie game. It looks like an indie game. Mouse video game. Is that yeah? It's on Steam.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not bad.
Fumi Games. I've never heard of them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's just called Mouse.
It's just called Mouse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks silly. It looks silly.
I mean, I'll check it out. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, that is it's caught my
Couldn't
attention.
be as bad as Redfall, is all I'm saying.
Probably not. Um. So Tears of the Sun, you happy with so far? Like, I know you didn't get a lot of time with it yet.
Yeah. Just because I see the potential, but also I understand that some of the things that I think are something you have to worry about, I see. And the funny thing is, nobody's really spoiling the game, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
So
That's a
so what?
community thing too. Like,
Yeah.
they don't know. Like, yo, play the game. Just play the game. Be quiet.
But the because nobody's spoiling it, I see the things that I need to see to be like, okay, I don't have to worry so much about certain things in the game, and that
Okay.
helps when you play. Because sometimes you think, oh, I have to do the critical path to get to this, so I can get this item or something before the game unlocks, and it's like, nah, just play the game. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Nice.
That's
I'm still trying to platinum Jedi Survivor. So once I'm done with that, I'll probably try to pick up Zelda.
fine. Hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. Um, I don't have a lot to this week. There was a happy Mother's Day to all the mamas. Since it
Yes,
was
sir.
yesterday. Yeah, I got to see my moms and my nieces and stuff. My niece got into Diablo, so she was the one that was kind of talking to me about it too.
There it goes.
She really liked it. Do I have anything else? Yeah, Street Fighter beta starts this weekend. So if you're interested in getting beat up, they're gonna have 8 players playable in that beta. I think it's gonna be this weekend and next weekend before launch.
Did they put the data for it out, or they just announced that it's happening?
It's happening. They announced it last week.
Okay. I don't see GameSpot. They say like, what the hell is the date? So I
So
can look for it.
the beta this week is 17. No, no, not 17, 18. It's Friday and Saturday.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Friday
it's
and
Friday
Saturday.
and Saturday, and I think it's next week Friday and Saturday.
Oh, so they're gonna do it like that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
that was cool. Um, we also Spider-Man Across the Universe is right around the corner. Across the Spider-Verse is right around the corner, and
Now, when is that?
in June, the first week of June,
Oh, first week. All right. Okay.
and there's a Sony showcase soon. Right, we're
That's
in
interesting.
right at the date of Spider Verse.
Oh, you mean the movie? Okay. That's cool.
So I wonder if we're gonna
I
finally see
mean,
Spider Man.
they still have their legally distinct and their rights and stuff involving Spider-Man, right? Or
Yeah,
is that over?
no, they do.
Okay, so I
Uh,
assume they're definitely gonna promote something.
yeah, Spider
I mean,
Verse is
whether it's a
Sony.
game, so whether it's a game or something, I would not be surprised. It's smart. Why, right? Why not?
Yeah, right now, just take advantage of all the Spider Man stuff.
Hmm.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing where Spider Man 2 is at and how it's gonna look and what's gonna be. I'm just excited for that game. I really love the first two, so I'm excited to see where it goes and if we are getting it this year. Mystery is most likely. Insomniac is one of the company that doesn't delay very often, and they're pretty on point. They just don't say shit until they're ready.
Okay, all right.
That's one thing that I give Insomniac credit. They do not say nothing until they're ready. Ratchet and Clank, they didn't show nothing for Ratchet and Clank. They did the little teaser at E3, and then they didn't
Mhm.
show nothing until it was like 2 months, like 3 months about to release.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so that
Scott Steiner does not agree, but that's
he's like, I don't like that game. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with that game. Also excited to see Spider Verse. I got still got to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as well because I heard that that movie was great as well. So there's a lot of things to catch up with. I just haven't
do you
got
have
to it.
any hope of something that they might announce that's not just Spider-Man?
Right now I just want Spider Man. That's the only one I'm looking at because
No, no,
we haven't
I don't mean
seen
Spider-Man.
anything.
I don't mean Spider-Man the character. I mean the Spider-Man 2 game. Do you
Um,
hope they announce something else that they have
well, Wolverine.
maybe like a Spider-Man a Spider-Verse game or a different character from like that series or something or
I think what we're gonna see is pretty much the beginning plot of the game, and I think that's what we're gonna pretty much see. Kind of like what they did with the Kingpin warehouse battle when they first showed Spider-Man. I think that's something similar we're gonna see. Um, I'm wondering, like, the way they do in the storyline is hard to tell who's gonna be in that game because it's not like Venom is not Eddie Brock. Venom, like if you played the first one and finished the first one, there's a teaser of who has the symbiote on it. It's not Eddie. But then also the trailer was like Craven the Hunter and then Venom. So you know that he's gonna be in it and like they're gonna have involved and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting what they do. I'm hearing Carnage might show up and things like that. There's gonna be like interesting takes and then also the new style of Miles and Spider-Man. They're supposed to fight the same. They're supposed to fight differently as well. So I think the add-on with them two being playable characters is going to be interesting.
okay, okay. Hmm.
Um, one little thing, new Playmates. So they showed pictures of Halloween costume Ninja Turtles from the new movie, Mutants Mayhem, and one of them looks like an old school turtle figure, which was Raphael the astronaut. It looks like just like the old school one, just with the new style. You have Leonardo as a cowboy. You have Mikey as kind of like a surfer. Like he has a Hawaiian shirt and yellow jeans. He looks like the way he looked in Ninja Turtles 3 with the Hawaiian shirt and that he gave the guy clothes. when he got
Oh yeah,
changed.
yeah. Okay, now I know
He
what you're
looks
talking about.
just like that, just with a straw hat. And then Donatello looks like Spock.
With the shirt and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
The
all right.
hair,
Does he
which
do
is cool.
the hand
Yeah,
thing?
he does. He actually has one hand like that, which he's only
Oh,
had
that's
three
cool.
fingers, so that's how his hands
It's
look
easy.
anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty cool. They also have a new movie poster for Spider-Man Across the Universe for it with Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider on it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, those are cool things. Um, so I have a question for you. Something I posted up on the Red Cycling page on Facebook. What is your favorite movie soundtrack? Give me a top five.
Oh, I don't have a top five. No, I don't really care about movies, music in the movies. I don't really listen to music like that anymore.
Okay.
And so if I had to go remember something, I have to go back to like the '90s or something.
Yeah.
Like I would say Turtles is probably one of the best soundtracks, but good luck getting me to name three of the songs that were in there. What Turtle Power, 9.95. I
Yeah.
remember that one. That song with MC Hammer in it. I don't know the name of it, but there is a song with MC Hammer on it on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. Sorry.
I have a few like the Spider-Man um the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack was pretty dope, and it kind of
Hmm.
fit the movie, and their soundtrack was really good. One classic one was Space Jam. That had a really
I
good
only
soundtrack.
remember "Come On and Jam"
Yeah.
and the
Um,
title song. Everybody get up! It's time to.
I just put it
Mm.
because Guardians of the Galaxy has an amazing soundtrack. They have like a lot of old school music because of Star Lord's tape player and shit. So it was something I posted up. It was pretty cool.
I think about yeah. No, I'm just the wrong person to ask for movie related music. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you.
Uh,
Now, if you said game related music, that's a different thing.
yeah.
Movies, no. I appreciate it, but I will tell you, I appreciate the licensed music in movies, but I'll
Yeah.
tell you that sometimes that takes me out of a movie in a bad way. So, like Guardians is a good example of a soundtrack that adds to a movie,
Yeah.
but there are just some movies forget the stuff we watched
Yeah.
has licensed music.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes you out of the movie. It's like, what is this song?
I get you. No, I 100% agree. I think Guardians, their soundtrack fit. One movie that the soundtrack like fit with for being with the movie was The Crow. The music they had and the style it had, it worked really good with the movie.
Mm-mm. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. You have anything else?
We did have because there were tournaments, some fighting game tournaments this
Sweet.
past weekend. There was some Tekken stuff.
Nice.
There was some Street Fighter Third Strike. It was called the Cooperation Cup in Japan, which actually has like huge numbers this weekend, which is surprising because it's been a long time since I think it's a tournament that they only have every 4 years.
Oh, okay. So like Olympics.
I mean, it's kind of the Olympics of Third Strike. It kind of is. It kind of is the most whoop your ass players in Japan. I mean, around the world actually, because people do fly there. I saw Justin Wong was like, I wanna go next year. I'm like, I mean, next time they have it, but that's gonna be 4 years, so it sucks to have to wait. But because of the Tekken one, they announced Horong, which is the Taekwondo user that's in that game.
Yeah.
He's very familiar for people who've seen Tekken Past 3. He's got the bright red hair, and he mostly uses kicks.
Yeah.
Um, and this one he looks cool as hell. The character's like face and stuff. I told you he looks like Nishi's son.
Yeah.
So I was like,
When you
when
saw
you
it,
look
I
at the
was like, oh
picture, you're
shit.
like,
Yeah.
dude, that looks just like that character, just younger. Like it really does. And I was like, huh, hmm. I know they said Kiryu will never be in Tekken because he doesn't fight women, but what about Majima?
Everyone gets his feet.
What about Majima? That's my thing. What about Majima? So I don't know.
I still want Majima. That would be a dope
He looks
character.
cool though. He looks very cool.
Yeah.
And he has the one thing I think is interesting is that the character actually shows evolution because he has moves from basically all his appearances, but he has moves from his master, which was also in Tekken,
Yeah,
the
better,
guy
right?
big, yeah. So now he has like outright some of his combo strings and whatnot, which probably means Bake's not gonna be in the game, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Probably
He's
did.
he's cool only being it.
He probably
No, he's
just
he's a
old as
character
shit.
that they reserve for a tag game
Yeah. He's
when
probably
they need
old.
like when they need like 80 characters. Nah, he's not old. Nobody ages in Tekken.
He's like, my
Otherwise,
foot hurt.
Wang would be dust by now. You
Yeah.
kidding me?
He's like, my foot hurt. I ain't good in this.
That old man would be dust by now. Um, but I see that, and I also that makes me wonder if they're gonna do a lot more of the homage moves to the because a lot of the characters in Tekken
Yeah.
have teachers
Yeah.
in the same game. Like that's kind of how they evolve the styles. Like they have a student and they bring it in as a new character. So that makes me just wonder who else is gonna be in the game. So
Yep. Yep.
still looking forward to Tekken 8. No date, obviously. It's probably not gonna be till more than likely not till next year. I hope it's not this year
Yeah.
because I just want them to finish it. I don't want them to rush it.
I know they had the original plan was late this year, but I could see it rolling over to next year because Street Fighter's this year.
Yeah, but it's two different genres in
Yeah.
the same genre. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the thing to worry about because 3D and 2D it grabs separate audiences,
Yeah.
and casual people they don't care. They just go whatever. It's a name. It's Tekken. It's Street
Yeah.
Fighter. I'll buy it. But like again, just with how things are turning out and games not panning out and not being PC ready lately, I don't want none of that with Tekken. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
And neither that with Street Fighter. I don't want none of that. Come on,
Yeah. That's why they're doing probably doing the betas too.
man. Yeah, yeah. So they've been all right. So Capcom, like I say, has been all right. Resident Evil is not a buggy game. It has glitches, yes, but is it like shutting down on you and deleting your memory and stuff?
Yeah.
Deleting your memory? No, no.
Yeah.
I was trying to see. Is there anything else? Is there anything figure wise?
It's been quiet as of late. Besides that Turtles one that just announced, they had like a few things popping out. It's been quite quiet.
Okay. So
Um,
there wasn't no like big showcases for
nah,
anybody
not
else.
yet.
No. Okay. Okay. All right.
Usually the San Diego Con is the next big thing that kind of showcase figures and stuff. So
And what's the date on that one?
that's in like late July.
All right. So we got a little bit. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You probably get some
Gotcha.
announcements here and there, like GI Joe has announcements and stuff like that. But I don't really collect GI Joe, so I don't really look at it.
I have to get the few that I like.
Yeah, that's the character. That's what I do
I
with
have to
GI
get
Joe.
I have to remember to pick up Storm Shadow if I can find them
Yeah, I like
and
Storm
Snake Eyes and
Shadow. I like
whatnot.
Snake Eyes, and those are the ones that I actually have is Storm Shadow, Snake
And
Eyes.
I don't mind the Duke. I
Yeah,
don't mind the Duke.
and I
I
got
don't
Cobra
mind the
Commander.
I don't mind the Baroness and whatchamacallit,
Destro.
Destro
Yeah,
and Cobra Commander.
you should get the Pimp Destro. That one's a cool one. That's the one with the gold head.
Yes. Oh, they made the golden
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
I think I've seen him in Forbidden Planet. And he's actually a pretty cool character. He has like burning money in his figure and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Okay,
He
I
has the
remember that.
leopard print.
I do remember the burning money coming with him.
Yeah, that one's pretty dope. Other than that, like I actually like the way the Cobra Commanders, the Cobra troops look, and those are ones I look like. I'm like, huh, those are actually really cool looking. But other than that, I don't collect GI Joe like that. I just got Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, the two that
Okay, I
means
got
the
you.
most to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That
like
makes sense.
Beachhead too. I always like Beachhead because he was just an asshole and trained people.
I see. I don't remember most of the show. The one thing I think I don't see. I don't know if you would had ever seen this. This was big during the let's see during like the beginning of the YouTube era. So like around 2006, 2007. I think it was related to Funny or Die. It
Okay.
wasn't them though. But do you remember the parody GI Joe cartoon
No.
where it used to come out and when it came on, you hear the guys like it was clearly not the show.
Yeah.
It was clearly like fans going GI
Yeah.
Joe,
I have never watched it.
and each episode it would be a take on the PSAs at the end of the show,
Oh yeah. Knowing is
and
half
so
the
it would
battle.
be them making like their own kind of like Dragon Ball. Remember X-Men had its own little
Yeah.
parody phase.
Yeah.
So there was a GI Joe parody phase. It
Cool.
was really funny.
Nice. I gotta check it
And there
out.
was
I'll
this
look it up.
yeah, I'll try to find one. There was a specific one though. I think you said Beachhead, right? That's a sailor?
Nah. Beachhead was he was a
Oh.
trainer. He was like one of the trainers in the movie and
What did
the
he look
Transformer
like?
movie. He had like a knitted green mask and army fatigues. If you watch the '80s movie, he was the one that trained Flint.
Damn, it's been too long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll see if I get a picture of Beachhead. But
But
I mean him. I remember him from the movie.
okay. But I will say, uh I forget his name. It was just one of the guys that the sailor, the obvious sailor, he had the white hat and the shirt and everything. And for some reason they just had him with this voice and he would say sandwiches. He would just pop up at the end and he would just say sandwiches to the kids. They would just all just be like, yeah. And it was obviously grown adults voicing the children. So it was hilarious, dude. It was great.
Nice. I'd check it
So
out.
that's like my one favorite memory of G.I. Joe. It is not even from the actual official show.
Yeah. I liked the
Damn
comic
son.
book when they had it. I think Devil's Due was doing the comic for quite some time. I liked their comic. It was
Well,
it
you know
was
what
a, it
what
was a
time
division
periods?
of Image. I'll say early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
They also
Okay.
did like origins of Snake Eyes. They did a bunch of like different side stories, but their comic
Oh, I
books
know
were
what you're talking
really
about.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they were
Okay,
really
so I
good.
remember the artwork, and I know the artwork was dope. That's what I remember.
Yes, it had really good artwork in it, especially in the
Yes,
beginning.
it
Towards
stood
the
out.
ending,
Yeah.
they kind of it fell off, but in the beginning, they definitely
Oh,
had great artwork.
okay, gotcha. But that I 100% yes. That was around. Wasn't that Transformers around the time when they got a reboot with the
Dreamwave,
comic?
yeah. When Dreamwave started
Yeah, yeah,
Transformers, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Pat Lee, I think was,
Pat Lee. There you go.
yeah.
Okay.
I actually
All
have
right.
that whole run. That's the reason why I know it was Pat
I
Lee.
remember that because that was one of the few comic book like openings. Like they had a signing at Midtown,
Yeah,
and so I went and I had the poster signed, the
nice.
GI Joe Transformers poster. I still have it somewhere. It's probably not in good
That
condition
was
'cause I
Jay
don't think
Lee that did that
that was
one.
Jay Lee
The crossover, he did the
crossover.
art. Yeah, that was like he did Captain America for a bit too.
See, I did not read when he was
Yeah,
doing
he
it.
has like this like paint ish kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I remember that because I remember the Transformers being like looked like World War II like vehicles and shit like, and
Okay,
they had like different like I think Optimus Prime was a bit more. I think he still was a truck, but I think he was more of a military truck.
mm-hmm.
And I remember them having more details to like you see the spring comes out and shit like that.
Gotcha.
Let me show you the artwork, Jay Lee. He's a
But
good
I
artist, but he
yeah
did a lot of stuff.
yeah, but I just that you bringing that up definitely reminded me of that. That was when that happened, and I
Yeah,
was like, oh yeah, I did actually have an interest in that. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, the comic that's when they first did this Transformer team up, and that's when because they were both run by like almost the same company. Not no, they weren't, because one was Image, one was Dreamwave. Dreamwave was a separate thing that Pat Lee made, and then they became Udon Studios after a while.
So that's why that looks so familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Because Udon Studios then took over the Street Fighter art, and they're like the main people that did do the base of Street Fighter.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Because we Malibu Malibu comic.
yeah. I still remember that comic like by hard, and not in a good way. It's just like I remember fucking him ripping Ken's hair off.
He scalped his best friend. Jeez. I Part of me thinks that was because Wes Studi played Sagat, but he
Yeah.
also played Geronimo,
Okay.
which is messed up. Scott Steiner hates it.
Yeah, I remember this book. I actually have this book.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll send you it. I'll send it on Twitter. I actually have this cover for sure because I remember him and questioning why is Megatron so small as a gun and he fits right into Cobra Commander's hand. So he shrinks and transforms all at the same time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
I remember that, but those are good. I
Yeah.
actually love that Dreamwave Transformers though. I think the Dreamwave Transformers is like one of my favorite Transformers series.
Okay.
Because then
Gotcha.
they did the War of Cybertron, which was like the origins of Optimus Prime. That was really good, and then that's kind of what the basis of the game was too.
Um, that was the PlayStation era.
The
That
PS2
yeah,
and
PS2 era.
Xbox,
Okay.
yeah, that was a really good one. That was the probably the best Transformer game because they also had a multiplayer that played like Unreal Tournament. That was actually pretty solid too.
Yes, I do remember that thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Here's another cool thing. Somebody brought this to my attention, and there's only the intro video, I assume, because it only shows like the credits and it's in the opening theme. It has a Trigon slash Cowboy Bebop vibe to it,
Okay.
and it's a new running gun game made by the developers from the old school Metal Slug.
Oh, cool.
So if you know that there is gonna be a new Metal Slug, but it's gonna be what Metal Slug Puzzle or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a Final Fantasy Tactics type game,
Yeah.
but that's not the devs from the original back in the day. So now there's gonna be something, and it's called Black Finger Jet, and it says hybrid 3D pixel art running gun, and it's by the original guys from Metal Slug. So
Yeah. I'm looking at it now.
that's on my radar because Metal Slug is awesome.
Oh, that's cool. I see
But
it.
you get what I mean about the aesthetic being like bebop and um what was the other thing? Trigun, like with the
Yeah, I
western.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Do they actually have a full video of it? No, they
No,
just
no,
have
no. Right
the
now,
stills.
that's all they have. That's all they have, and you can see the characters at the end. The cowboy man and
I think it's a
there's like a
girl.
girl with hair. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool. Like, I'm looking at it right now. I'm dumb. I like games like that, so I definitely will check it out.
And definitely, since it's an indie studio that they're gonna be doing it with, I think it's gonna be on everything. I see it's you can wish list it on Steam, which I will do. But that probably means it's definitely gonna be on Switch. It's probably gonna be on PS5, PS4,
Yeah,
Xbox, because they're trying to be everywhere. So
yeah. So most likely limited run, probably run their game
hmm
if they do a physical copy.
that yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my damn physical copy of Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, they didn't come out yet?
I still
Really?
haven't got my because I got the full collector's edition one,
Hmm.
and I still haven't got my shit.
And that one comes with a physical disc for the game or physical cartridge for
The
the
card,
game.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
and
The interest
a limited edition Shredder Playmates figure.
Now the question I have is it's an old school game cartridge or is still gonna have the what version of this
I got
system did
the
you get that
Switch
for?
one.
So it's gonna have the Switch cartridge,
Yeah,
right? But is it gonna also come with a retro cartridge or no? Like just
I
to
don't
have?
think so.
Okay, okay. Okay.
I forgot what. Like again, it's been so long.
Mhm. The only thing I saw that reminds me of is that Tears of the Kingdom as the Switch one is the only one that has no. The Switch one has no book, which people were like, "What? I mean, why?" And then I was thinking about Streets of Rage 4. Somebody recently had showed the inside of the case, and those don't come with the game. They come
Yeah, a
with the
lot of
code.
them don't.
And that made me kind of sad. Was
Cause
that they
even
didn't
sorry,
do
my
any
bad.
type of mock-up. They didn't do a mock-up disc or you know what I mean? Like that's even if it's a disc for a game like Streets of Rage, it's like that's just a cool thing to have.
Yeah, cause
So
even what was it? Metro, the retro city, the retro wrestling, the one with
okay,
Cardona, it didn't
yeah,
come in a cartridge.
really. They had a Switch version and it had no cartridge
It had no
either.
cartridge.
Wow. Boo.
I was fine with it though, cause of the bonus stickers that I got inside was Cardona and Myers.
Okay. All right.
So I like it was random. You could get Tony Nick Atlas. You could
Oh,
get
they had a bunch of people. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So they had a bunch of them. I got Cardona and Myers. So I was like, yep, I'm good with that one. That's
All right.
the ones I wanted anyway.
Okay.
So it has like a VHS case.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a special shredder. It has like the box looks like the old figures,
Okay.
but yeah. Then I saw they did a PS5 version. I was like, damn, I could have just got the PS5 version because it comes with a little mini arcade. Like you actually like photo like the figures and shit. You could put a bit. It has like a VHS case
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
other things in it, and the soundtrack.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah. Damn, limited run. Take forever with my shit. What the
Hopefully it gets to you
early
soon.
last year?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
I forgot it. When it comes down, I'm like, oh shit, when did I get this? All right, you ready for this movie?
Yes, sir. And thankfully, it wasn't a bad one.
That's fun.
Uh, we done seen some poop recently. Uh, this week's movie is Kick Ass. It is from 2010, rated R. It is an hour 57, and the release date they have is, well, they only have the film festival. I'm sure it debuted somewhere.
It released
They
April
have the
16th,
12th, yeah,
April 16th, 2010.
16th.
Yep.
So that means this movie premiered like a month before it actually came out in theaters. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It says South by Southwest, which I think that's a part of like if you're gonna go to South by Southwest, that's like the reason was because it had some cool stuff at it. So
Yeah.
I understand that. The movie is directed by Matthew Vaughn,
He's known
which
for a lot of good stuff.
he has X Men First Class, so you can kiss my ass.
But he has a lot of other good stuff.
He has X Men First Class, and you can kiss my ass,
He has the Kingsman.
which is rated higher on IMDb than Kick Ass. What were people smoking? Like, were they so starved for another X Men movie?
Probably.
It had to have been the fact that Michael Fassbender was in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
there were so many people just in love with that guy at the time because obviously certain people in movies they have their time when they get a few roles and people are like, hey, that guy's the guy. And
Yeah.
I know that was during the time when he was the man. I get it, but that movie was not it. Mm-mm. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not letting that go. We still have to watch that.
He also produced the Bad Fantastic Four movie.
Are we gonna watch Kingsman?
Yeah, it's in
wouldn't that
there.
classify?
It's on the list.
Okay, all right, all right. He did Layer Cake, which is good. I like that
Layla
movie.
Cake was good. I like the Kingsman, the first one.
He did the not good Fantastic Four though.
Yeah, he produced it. He didn't
Oh,
direct
he
it.
produced. All right, all right, all right.
Um, One of my favorite
Well,
movies
he
that he
produced a
did.
lot of these also.
Yeah, one of the ones, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I actually like that movie a lot. That's pretty good.
Oh, you know what? Here. I'll cut him some slack because of his director credits. He only has 8 things here
Yeah,
as a director. He's more known, I see, as a producer. Like he has a lot more credits as a producer than director. So I'll give him that. You know what I mean? But like, Fantastic Four and First Class. All right, all right.
yeah,
It says the screenplay by Matthew Vaughn. So and Jane Goldman.
yep,
Now, I know comic book related. It says writing credits Mark Millar
yep,
and John Romita Jr.
yes, sir. As in, if you
Um,
see in the movie, the art they used that Nicolas Cage character drew was Romina's art.
okay, understood. Also, uh, did you read Kick-Ass?
Yes, I
Because I
did. It
didn't.
was
I did not.
very good book,
What is it? Is it a series? Is it a graphic
miniseries.
novel? It's a miniseries. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
miniseries that has 2 parts,
Oh,
and then a spinoff. They have Hit Girl spinoff.
so is that like there's a part two of Kick-Ass, right?
There's a part 2 of Kick-Ass. Yes,
Okay. Yeah, I did not see that. I did not see
it's on our
that.
list.
Okay. All right.
You get there
We'll get there. Yeah.
eventually.
Yes. All right. So the cast in order is Aaron Taylor Johnson as Dave Lazowski.
It's just yes.
Yeah, Lazowski. Uh, aka Kick-Ass. Um, Garrett M. Brown as Mr. Lazowski. Evan Peters as Todd. That's it, Todd. Deborah Twist as Mrs. Zane. Lindsay Fonseca as Katie Doxama. Sophie Wu as Erica Cho. Elizabeth McGovern as Mrs. Lazowski for the 5 seconds she was on screen.
Yeah.
Uh, Christopher Mintz Plasse as Chris D'Amico / Red Mist.
Yes.
Uh, Stu Large Riley as Huge Goon. That's his name.
Yes.
This character has lines and everything, has scenes and lines. His name is only Huge Goon. That's crazy. Did not realize he did not have a name. Um, Johnny Hopkins as first gang kid. Okay. Ohene Cornelius as second gang kid. Mark Strong as Frank D'Amico. Isn't he from Law and Order?
Yeah. I think so.
I know he's in an. I will say I know he's in Shazam,
Yeah.
but I think he's in. I think he's in some stuff that we saw before, so that's why he looks so familiar to me. Oh, he's in Green Lantern. Oh, we can't wait to see him be in that movie. Uh, Michael Rispoli as Big Joe. Corey Johnson as Sporty Goon. Wow. All right. Kenneth Simmons as Scary Goon. Anthony DeCessio as Baby Goon. I just had to read those.
The baby.
Um, Here's my thing. There's a lot of the characters that's like the goons are before the like Hit Girl in them. Like
Yeah.
I gotta skip characters. Come on,
Because I
man.
think they have it on like alphabetical order when you go.
I guess, but I'm just like, get out of here. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip some people. Chloe Grace Moretz as Mindy McCready
Yes.
/ Hit Girl. Nicolas Cage as Damon McCready / Big Daddy.
Baby girl.
Baby Girl. Let's try to find some other people who made a difference.
Um.
Yancy Butler as Angie D'Amico. She was a character. It made sense. I'm trying to find like, did we do the cop already? The black guy that was Big Daddy's like the in on the police force. I don't see him.
Clark Duke was Marty. He was the other friend.
Okay, Clark. Um, yeah, I guess that's about. Well, Craig Ferguson as Craig Ferguson. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about it.
I'm trying to
That's about
find
it.
the cop.
I think the cop is Omar Wardrick because the picture
Probably.
he has hair, but he was bald. He was bald in the movie. It says, "Oh, is Omari Hardwick as Sergeant Marcus Williams?" There
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
There you So those are the main people. Um, so let's read the synopsis. Dave Lazuski is an unnoticed high school student and a comic book fan who one day decides to become a superhero, even though he has no powers, training, or meaningful reason to do so. Let's
He
read
gets
this one.
fucked up a lot.
No reason. He has no reason to do that.
Yeah.
Why? Why, sir? Um. So I was not familiar with Kick-Ass when I first saw it. I had no idea it was a real book. I just thought it looked cool. Like I think one of the things that made this movie stand out when it came out was the marketing
Yeah.
because those posters were dope for
Yeah.
each of the characters and whatnot.
And that's the comic covers too.
Really?
That's
So
how the
each
comics looks.
character,
Yeah.
the way they had the poster was actually a reference to the comic book.
Yeah.
Did not know.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Okay. Um, the one thing I could say about it is just that it's interesting the premise for a lot of why his character's motivations for doing things, but I can honestly say they don't. The superhero thing is probably the most far fetched thing he does, but like the other thing, the incident where he gets beat up, and then the rumor that spreads about him being
Yeah.
gay, being found naked, in a, and then the girl thinking that he was gay and wanted to be his friend, like that's actually the least far fetched thing that I could think of that in this movie because it's like that's something that not great that kids, specifically a high school guy, would do to get a girl because that's just that level of desperation for the period that he's in.
Yeah.
So that I would say like, oh, that doesn't age well. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Um, the movie opens though like to give you the tone with somebody while he's narrating about superheroes with the guy in a costume just
Splat.
you think here's a yeah, here's the other thing about that costume and that guy.
It was like
Who does that
Condor.
look like to you? Who's that look like to
It
you?
looked like Condor, man.
Yes, it does.
And
That
I
was the first
laughed.
thing I thought,
Yo,
and I was so happy.
when I saw it, I thought of Condor Man too. I was like, yo, my I was like, my think this is Condor Man, and this is right. He
That's
should just jump off a damn building.
100% accurate.
It's,
Condor Man sucks.
then splat it.
Right on that taxi. Oh, that was great. I will say this movie has a lot of graphic violence,
Yeah,
and it does it well.
yeah.
I'm not mad at it. The CG, because there's obviously some CG for some of the violence, like when Hit Girl first shows up and shows what she can
Oh,
do,
she was a badass.
and she murks all those guys, um, and she chops the dude's leg off. Like you could tell when she stabbed through the guy, that was CG. Like there's a lot of the stuff that you could just tell. Like, okay, okay, but we're at a point now where when stuff looks bad, you gotta call it out because it's already past that point where CG looks believable.
Yeah,
Like this movie, none of the CG like bothers me.
yeah.
Um,
You could tell the difference, but it wasn't that bad.
the you tell like when they're in the fire, you could
Yeah,
tell they're not in fire,
yeah,
but it's not so bad that it looks like they're in front of a green screen. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, the the action choreography for her is amazing. Same for Big Daddy, it's amazing. Like when he shows up on the scene and you see the footage of him murking dudes in the warehouse, awesome.
yeah,
Like I think they did very well with the way they depicted those two characters. Um, and then by the reverse side, Kick Ass just his wild flailing, having no training, but him not being able to feel the pain and stuff. Like
yeah.
it kind of makes sense for what's going on. And then I mean, for his first superhero encounter where he gets stabbed, is just like, of course, this guy can't fight. This guy can't fight. What is he doing?
It also shows
So
like the mental fucking the mentality they have. They're fucking mental. Between Big Daddy and his daughter, him teaching his daughter to fucking kill people and shit,
this is true.
and then just like this is Batman's like true side of things. Like Batman 100% is mental.
This is
He's fucking
this is Thomas Wayne.
yeah.
That's this is what I see. This is what is it? What's the
Flashpoint.
version of him with the guns? This is Flashpoint Thomas Wayne. That's what that is.
Yeah,
Batman with guns, and they don't use rubber bullets. They kill you.
Yeah.
Um, and I know for a fact. I think that was like one of the most controversial scenes in the movie was when he was teaching Hit Girl about how it feels to get shot.
Yeah.
Like when he shot that little girl, people
Yeah.
were freaking out.
It's like what?
I know that.
I fucking laughed my ass
That's
off.
in a movie. What?
I remember seeing it in theaters. I was like, what the
Yeah,
The
yeah,
other scene that I could say that could be uncomfortable is when they got captured and they just started beating the shit out of them.
yeah. Because it's pretty like detailed. They
Yeah,
show everything.
and but that scene when she put the flickering light, that scene was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it
And
was
then
cool.
she just started.
And he's
It went to like
shouting.
a first person view, and she was just shooting people
It
left
looked
and
like
right.
yeah, it looked like a video game, and she was killing people in night
Yeah,
vision. And then when she got to the point where she couldn't save him outright. And then
yeah,
Big Daddy saw her and started screaming the directions and the
yeah,
things that she should remember to him. I thought that was actually really cool. It's like
yeah. I like
he's
that scene.
dying, but he's just screaming stuff. You're like,
Abigail.
oh, so messed up.
I like this movie a lot. It's unique in the way of the things we're watching is always a super powered or in Batman terms is just a grumpy old man that has a lot of money. This one was if he had Spider-Man level money and try to do something good that had no powers and he was like fuck he didn't even learn how to fight like go to a karate class at least
That's
shit.
my thing. It's like he didn't even find a crazy bum that knew karate or something. He was just trying to wing it.
Because at least Spider Man
Uh,
had fucking powers, and that kind of protect him. Because if you actually go back to the when Spider Man first became Spider Man, he would honestly say that he fought like a grandma.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
just swung things. That's what he did.
I think that's one of the things that pre like recent Spider-Man games
Yeah,
was that they captured so much of him. He doesn't have a style.
nah. Cause
He just throws wild punches and uses the acrobatics that come naturally from the powers.
yeah, he describes his style as crazy old lady. That was swinging the
Hmm.
bag. That's pretty much what he describes his fucking his fighting style. And then Shang Chi taught him how to use his powers with his things because he wanted to be able to control his like he needed control of his body because if on anything he would kill somebody if he goes full
Hmm.
force.
Hmm.
So
Gotcha.
Shang Chi helped him develop his style of martial art. So Spider Man can fight now. Like he knows how to block. He knows the technicality of fighting because he learned from Shang Chi and Iron Fist and just being in battle with Captain America. You learn things, but back then, no, he didn't know
No, no, no,
shit.
no,
He just
no.
knew that he had momentum and he gonna kick the shit out of
Yeah,
you.
pretty much, pretty
And he
much.
tried his best to pull back.
Yes, not just make splatters all over the place. Here's the thing though. Uh, I know they've done a good job recently with things like The Boys,
Yeah,
um, and on the animated side with things like
Spider Man,
Invincible,
Invincible. Yeah,
Invincible, like showing what happens when superheroes with super strength don't care.
yeah.
But I would be interested. I would be very interested to see a more mainstream hero that has that ability to not give a fuck. I'm just, I know it's a hard thing to ask.
Yeah,
Maybe DC would do it, but I would love to see somebody like that's a higher level moral hero that has those abilities, that has the preconceived notions of I'm just gonna hit you and then you're just gonna die.
freaking Superior Spider Man for a bit was like that.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
remember when he
okay.
first got the power, he like punched the dude's jaw off because he
Yeah, that's
didn't
true.
know the
Yeah,
power,
yeah,
and he was like,
that's true.
"Holy shit, he could have killed
But
me."
that's a yeah, true that. But I would say though that he learned a responsibility fairly quickly.
but no,
He
but
didn't have that phase of
but he was so
turning people into red mist. That's the thing.
yeah, he was so selfish too
Yes, he was incredibly selfish.
because he didn't realize that Parker was broke.
Yeah,
I
that was the
remember,
other thing. They know
I
that's what you
remember
brought
one of
up.
the scenes. I think it was an Avenger comic, and you see Iron Man asking Spider Man, "Hey, you want to come join the new team?" He was like, "No, not really." He was actually telling, like, being very cocky. Oh, we have money. He's like, "Oh God, thank God!" He fucking hugs Iron Man. Yo, everyone, go back and watch, read Superior Spider Man. That run was really good.
Hmm. Hmm. But
But
like I said, just I would see that's kind of what disappoints me about having to watch Venom
yeah,
is that I know he's not that Venom
yeah,
because the earlier Venom did do that.
yeah,
That's kind of the reason why they had to stop him. So I would love to see that though. Anyway,
yeah. And but then
um,
even Venom had his own like morals. He just didn't. He just hated Spider Man.
no, not when he first started though. That's what I'm saying. I would
Yeah, that's
love
true.
to
Yeah,
see
he did put someone to a
when
wall.
he was like filled with the hatred and rage and the jealousy for Spider-Man. He was just a bad guy.
Yeah, he threw
I
people
would
through
just love to
walls.
see. Yeah, he ate brains.
Yeah.
That was his thing. He said it, and he had that green stuff because he ate people's brains.
Yeah.
Then they changed it. He doesn't eat brains.
He licks it.
I don't. I don't know recently. Maybe I don't know recently if they went back to him doing
They've
that, but I
changed. Venom has changed so much throughout the
yeah,
years.
I can
Now
tell.
he's like a
I can tell.
god tiered level character.
I see. I just saw recently that Carnage is supposed to be fighting that guy, the
Yeah.
the the king of the symbiotes or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
And
really interested. I just think it's okay.
so the crazy thing
Okay.
is with that storyline too is like the one that was supposed to take over his throne is Parker. For
Interesting.
Null wanted Parker, and that's the reason why he was the first Sybian.
So they went into why he got it. I
Yeah,
got you. I got
they kind of went into the mentals of why he got it and stuff like that, because he wanted him to take over the throne. He had the power to take over the throne because again, Spider-Man had power before the suit, so it just enhanced his power.
you.
As in
Hmm.
everyone else had just has a suit and a copy of what Spider-Man had.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah,
Makes sense. At
but
least there's consistency with it.
yeah,
Um, but as far as heroes not caring like about what they do to to villains and stuff, like this movie gives you both sides of it, so
yeah,
you get to see that. Um, and I mean, it's not like this movie is not without the downsides of being a vigilante, because Kick-Ass shows you definitely what could happen to you,
yeah,
but also like when you come up against the mafia, when you come up against organized crime as a vigilante, you see what happens to Big Daddy because he gets used,
yeah.
because they catch him because they use Kick-Ass to get to him. So again, like it's not like they just come out unscathed. So
Casualties of war.
I appreciate like that much about this movie. Like it's not just some random happy-go-lucky thing, and it's not just some super dark thing. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
grounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I recommend like if you could find the trade or the comic or even on like the library app and stuff like that. Definitely read the first comic. I think you will really like it.
Also, the one thing I know about the book, the comic, and that's different from the movie is Red Mist actually lives up to his name in the book, I believe,
Yeah,
and not in the movie.
yeah,
So that's interesting that I would like to see.
yeah.
So
But
it was a good movie. Good beginning, good middle, good ending. Like there's a lot of positive things about the movie. So
yeah,
did you did you in this movie specifically, did you have like a favorite scene or favorite
um,
character, anything like that?
I definitely liked that scene when they got their shit kicked out of them and then she came to save them. I thought that scene was just sick. Like the how they did the first person mode and just how she did everything. Her first scene when she just came out of nowhere and just whooped everyone's ass. When they went to with the drug dealer stuff like that. I think she was like one of my favorite characters in the movie. So I think just her in general. I think her character was played really well. I liked Nicolas Cage in this. Like again, he kind of had that Batman vibe with his character, but it was like a Batman Punisher vibe, like a Batman
Mm-hmm.
Punisher together, because the
Mm-hmm. Makes
whole
sense.
ex cop and shit like that too.
Yes, sir.
Um, I appreciated the John Romita Jr. art being all over the movie and things like that because I love his Spider Man stuff. So He's like one of my favorite artists on Spider-Man. So yeah, like seeing this is cool, and I think his artwork fits. If you actually see how brutal the movie is, his art fits that comic, like how brutal it is, because he's known for showing like fucked up faces and shit.
Yeah, like Punisher stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because I remember him seeing like Spider-Man Moreland.
Didn't he draw? Can I ask a question? Is
Yeah.
he the one that drew Arseface?
Or whose face?
Arseface from I think it's Hellboy. No, Constantine.
Constantine? No.
That's not okay. That's not his artwork. Because I'm just saying. I remember like around the time period where I think they were drawing Spider-Man and Punisher and stuff. Like when the Ramitas were like,
Yeah.
I guess bigger.
There's a
I
chance it
remember
probably was. I'm not sure. Like I have to see it. But I know Romita, like especially during the time when this was coming out, he was still with
it was from
Marvel.
Preacher. That's what the character's from.
Preacher. Okay.
Preacher.
Because he drew Spider-Man for a while. He did World War Hulk and the big fight between Hulk and Sentry. If you see that fight, you see all the bruises and black eyes and all that shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it was cool. Where you rate this movie?
4.5.
5.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to go with that. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I knew I was gonna enjoy it, but I didn't remember how much I was gonna enjoy it again. But so your 4.5s are three. You have Iron Man, Sin City, and Pootie Tang, and Blade 2.
Mm, I probably put this above Iron Man.
Okay, so this will be your number two.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
5. Gonna go with probably the same. I'm gonna go with the same score. I like this movie more than I remember.
And this movie to me fits in the universe with Super.
Yeah.
So I know when we watch that, you're gonna be like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Okay, guys. I'll put it at number 4 right now for 4.5. All right. We are done with this movie, and our next movie is Iron Man 2.
Okay. I have no bad things to say about it. Wasn't as good as the first, but
Yes.
it does have a few scenes in it that I think are really cool.
Yeah. We got Iron Man 2. Following that, we have Jonah Hex, Scott Pilgrim vs. World, Red, Super, Green Hornet, I Am Number 4, Thor, X-Men First Class, Green Lantern, Captain America, Cowboys Aliens, Conan the Barbarian, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, Chronicles, Avengers, Men in Black 3, Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay. All right. All right.
We are at our number 60, this our 61st movie.
Gotcha.
There we go. All right, wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better as Real podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. So check it out. Where you at, Mark?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Mark the Mic. Follow my TikTok, Mark the Mic. I've been posting a lot of figure and everything else in between, so definitely check it out. Give me a follow. Helps that build that up. Shout outs to Popcorny Podcast. This is Tenacious T, our fellow podcastian in our group. He does the Morphin Cast, Shell Shock, and a couple others with us. He has his own called Popcorny with Jeremy Sriracha, and they do a lot of popcorny stuff, pop culture stuff, and on their podcast. So definitely check it out. They on SoundCloud and Spotify on their Popcorny. So check them out. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's hungry.
Goodbye, baby doll.